What's up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and in today's video, my hope is to make arrangement a lot more pleasant for you in your music production process. Here we have a project, and this looks very friendly to work with, right? But that's because we've set up the workspace as we arranged to be clean. A lot of people will usually leave automation mode on. They will have a very busy grid size like this, and seeing that, it can get overwhelming. It's already been proven that when you have a cluttered workspace, your brain, you don't focus as well. You also get drained a lot faster because you have to take in on all this. And if you have trypophobia, those little holes seem a little daunting. However, when you're not in keys mode, top right, you can hold M on the keyboard to get out or into it so you can play melodies with your keyboard. But if not, you're not playing, you're just arranging, get out. From there, A, you remove automation mode. From there, Command 2 to decrease the grid size. The max you can increase it to is going to be 8. And the lowest you can go to is very specific. I think it's 132nd. From there, here I have an 8-bar loop. I'm going to go to an 8-bar grid. And from there, I can now highlight, say all the way here, like so. Command I this to move that to the right. This is a 16-bar loop, and I can start to arrange my song. When I'm arranging the song, there's a couple of more things that I'm doing. Number one, I'm using my grids, okay? If you don't want the shortcuts, you can right-click and put grids to where you want. I'm going to start to arrange. Now, another crucial tip is that you can either choose 8 or 4 bars. It's up to you. And it also depends on the chord progression, but keep it simple. Trust yourself. Trust your brain. Every 4 bars, you can have it so something little happens, and every 8 bars, something bigger happens, and then every 16 bars, something bigger. But notice there's a pattern here. Everything that I'm talking about in terms of when stuff happens is divisible by 4. Now, the bigger the number, usually the bigger the impact you want, the bigger the change. So for example, I have this idea.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me.
Create the intro real quick, okay? So follow along. What I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna do, and then you're gonna see me do it. I'm going to start the intro. I'm going to bring in the bass with no low end. I'm going to create a little build up, and then we're going to go straight out bass, and we're going to bring drums in, etc. Now, I only know this because I prepared for the tutorial a bit, but again, you follow the vibe of what the song asks for. You can use other people's as reference tracks for sure, but sometimes, you know, when you use a reference track, they might have a good vocal and you don't. They might have a good, strong lead melody and you don't. And you have to keep that in mind because sometimes you will follow the reference and actually shoot yourself in the foot because your vocal is not as strong. It's like showing the weakest part of my body to someone that I'm trying to beat. Now they're just going to just hit that spot, bruh. So you have to, again, not put the weakest parts of your song forward if they do that. You do what you feel is right, what your song wants. I want you guys to get that confidence. So let's do it. I'm going to put the kick here. Now, another trick I want to show you guys is here. Bottom left, loop mode. A lot of times you guys saw me probably going like this, 2 bars or something, and then I would duplicate Command D across. No, if you're gonna have that constantly there, just loop it. Go Command 1 or 2, and the kick's always gonna be there. I know that, so I'm just gonna do this. Eight bars, something has to happen. All right, there we go. We're about to hit the 16 bar. There needs to be a big change. I'm going to switch to 1 bar. Get rid of the low end on the kick. We're going to bring it back. Keep looping that. Now I'm going to start to introduce the bass. You can choose to do whatever you want, by the way. It's just we know there needs to be a bigger change, because if we go back to introducing more drums, you could do that. In theory, it's right, but again, do what your song asks for. You know, the attention span of people is getting smaller, so you might decide to say, nah, I ain't gonna do a 1-minute intro, so I'm gonna start with the bass already. So let's do that. Don't forget to get out of automations mode. Use your grids, my friends. Now here, we have to treat this section as, again, you can treat it as drop 1 or second part of the intro. It just depends, but I know by 33 I want to get into a very strong section of the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these last 8 bars, again, divisible by 4 when I decide to do stuff, not 4. Divisible by 4, 8, 16, 32. You can make the break be 32 bars if you wanted to, but again, Context is important. Trust your idea. I'm going to go with a mini break, 8 bars, the last 8 bars, where I'm going to have a drum fill come in. Also, when I have grids like this, look how easy it is to just set that up. My camera died. We're still going to keep going. So what I'm going to do is remove some of these drums here to do that little moment. Okay, again, so let's review here so far what we've done. First off, 8 bars, right? We have something happen new. Cool, 16 bars, something bigger happens. And now 16 bars, something bigger happens. And now what? 32 bars. That is divisible by 4. Now something else is going to happen. I think it is 4 times 5, 4 times 8, 4 times 7. I'm like, is it? We can go with that. We can drop with the drums. Now here, what I want to do, I'm going to use my command 1 or 2 here to just get it to the grid size that I need it at. It takes some habit to do it, but we're going to go command 2. There we go. We want that bar. We're going to remove this. Here, I do have a vocal, so I can use maybe the vocal to break the loop. Because what you're going to notice as you do this, now your brain starts to work differently from the 8-bar loop, because now you want to do stuff.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
That actually works. Let's introduce the vocal here too. Might as well.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word.
That's better. That's better.
You know I don't play
Let's
right.
go.
You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Now we can go drop with drums. We need automations again to make it work. But now, again, grid size, 8 bars. Here at 1 bar because we're going to fix the vocal.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Okay, now we drop. We can drop with bass again. So let's get rid of the shaker loop. Maybe we drop with drums.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Now again, 8 bars pass. Okay, I'm gonna take the approach of every 8 bars something needs to come in.
You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Automating the bass on and off.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Let's bring the rides now. Some of the other elements into this bad boy here. Get out of automations mode. Messy again. We just do that.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Now from here, this is something that everyone does in Tech House, so I'm going to choose to do this. So again, we have our 8 bars here, right? We know we need to go into a new section. We're going to go into a mini build. Okay, this is where it's going to occur. Now, this mini build we know needs to last either 8 or 16 bars. I'm going to choose to do 8 just because I've heard songs use it to great use. And it creates a lot of good suspense because I have that acid sound that I want to come in with now, right? So I'm going to have that be a surprise here. And now this is going to be a build, a mini build that lasts 8 bars. Again, 8, 4, divisible by 4. Here we go.
I'm going to get back when I feel like.
Remove stuff. Don't leave it all there. Creating suspense.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. You know I don't. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give
Okay, now we have to work on the arrangement. Command A. We're gonna bring in the bass back in there. So we do that.
You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Again, if you notice, it's so simple because all I'm doing is removing and adding from an 8-bar idea that I created, a 16-bar idea, right? And it's all the way we do it. Now, there's a lot more to do for sure, which is automations of drums and stuff, which I'm gonna show you guys why the grid is so powerful when you have it in 8 bars, because it allows you to do it really quick. All right, so let's go again, refresh here. Intro, second part. Here we're gonna have this. Big change after 16 bars. 16 bars pass, we have what you would call the second part of the intro with a build. Here we're going to have the first drop. Now we're going to have here the second part, which, as you guys already know, it's going to be a build up here to lead into a second drop will last 16. But again, the 8 bars help so much because it just helps in setting everything up. So in review, just check this out. So in review, it's very simple. Just check it out. Every 8 bars, we know something needs to happen. Every 16 bars, we need to go into something new. You can do that and be done with it, or you can start to say every 8 bars, I can have little sections here and there to break up the repetitiveness of the 16 bars just to hit them differently. So now, 16, intro, second part intro, where we have the little build. Then we have the main drop. Then we go with an 8 bar. Build, and now we're going to go with a 16 bar drop right now. So let's try it.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
We're going to add a snare build because it needs it. And again, as you start to arrange, you will be able to make these decisions because you feel like, okay, you know, I want to bring up the energy, okay? And different genres of music, you will do this in different ways.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Now we can choose to either one, execute a bridge, which would be just kick and bass. Now these are things that you learn, by the way, as you make music, you learn about because you're like, oh, why does he do that? What is that called? What's that section called? Here, I'm going to choose to bring the vocal in. Again, it's just removing. It's the same idea, okay? Just removing stuff, adding.
You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. You know I don't. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know.
And then we get into a section of the song. Now, this is where arrangement gets tough because now sometimes you might not have the elements that you need for the song. So this is where you're going to follow the rule again, you already know, of 8 bars. So we know, okay, this section here, we can have it be 16 bars, we can have it be 32 bars, but it's going to be one or the other. Some people choose 32 bars, which would be a bigger break with a big build. Some people choose to just go 16 bars. It's totally up to you. So let's see what we can do real quick. Let's allow this to start 8 bars. Bring the acid back. Again, just using what I have.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like you know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word,
Let's bring the kick back.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word.
Okay, so let's review right now where we're at. So we got the 8 bars. Let's get out of automation mode right now. So we're in the break.
You know
okay, we already know this is the bridge. Okay, so now we're here. Right, so we have 8 bars, 8, 16. So we're going to go this long, and the build's going to start somewhere over here. But again, I know it's getting a little confusing as you see this, but remember, this is 8, 16, 24, 32. 32 is how long the break needs to be if we're going to go for the long format. Again, because 16 bars will happen, and then from there, the next 16 bars, something else needs to happen, bigger. So we're going to go with the snare build. Now from here, this is super dope because now I can look back at our song and see what section I want to use for that drop. Now I know that I want to go into another portion of the song because I've been using the acid a lot on the break. And again, when someone hears something a lot, you want to give it a rest. So we're going to drop with just the bass and maybe the bass kick the generic way. And we're going to do that.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like I'm gonna get back when I feel like
Okay, 8 bars, then shaker. Remove the low end, which we already have programmed, so that's kind of cool. Now, what section do we want to come to here? Well, we can probably go to this. So now with 8 bars, again, this is the cool thing about the 8 bars now is that I can Command 1.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like
Yeah, and then we get into the outro and we start to retract. Now, it is this easy, but the hard thing is going to be breaking the loop, because as you hear the song from left to right, you want stuff to break the loop. You want sounds that you only hear in certain spots. You want to create moments in the song. For instance, here, right, the generic thing to do is...
I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
You can even give that a break to be unpredictable.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like. Gonna get back when I feel like. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Now, the other thing, too, that I want to mention is that, as you saw, every single time that we transition, we do this.
I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get.
This is not something we want to keep doing because it's boring. It's very predictable. We want to be unpredictable. So you can use different sounds to break that. For example, we could just do this.
You know I don't play right.
You know, it's things that will break the loop. But what I wanted to show you with this video was, again, get out of automations mode. Get into it when you need to. Command 1, 2 to grid size. Command I to insert sections. Command Shift X to delete sections. And that's it. Very practical knowledge. Very easy to arrange something out. Very fun. The hard part is filling in those gaps. But once you have something like this, look at that. We have a full song out of an 8-bar, 16-bar loop. And all I really needed was a lead, a bass, and vocals. This is how we would arrange a song. And again, the important thing I want you guys to get out of this video is the grid size, getting out of automations mode, seeing the song as blocks, being able to copy and paste blocks, being able to see it from that perspective will make the arrangement process a lot easier, a lot more fun, and you will see how simple writing music actually is. The hard part, of course, is perfecting it, adding the ear candy, the little unpredictability, not using the same transitional vocal. But again, from there, you can focus on those things instead of dealing with like the array and the clutteredness that we used to have before. If you guys want to continue your knowledge forward, consider watching this video here. But best of all,